For the last 5 years, I'd been putting this chain over this post to shut it, or to lock the gate, but I sort of got sick of it. The cows did break it, then I had to use a bit of baling twine, so I finally put a proper latch on it. Easy as, only took 5 minutes. It was one of those things that was working, but it did need fixing properly. I just never got around to doing it, but I sort of finally did. But good morning everyone, and welcome back. It's just another hot summer's day here. There's a few clouds around, which is nice, and it is keeping the temperature down just a little bit. But today I am going to go and clean up these piles of hedges. There was a hedge running down that hill there, and we pulled it out last summer. It burnt it, and now I've just got to pick this pile up. About time I did that. It's nice to do in the summer because you can sort of see all the sticks and the grass is real long, but that needs tidying up. There's one there, and there's also one just over the hill. I also need to pull that gate and those rails off because we're not going to reuse them. There's a good strainer there too, but I don't know if I'll get around to that today. There it is right there. There's actually another pile just over the brow of that hill which needs burning. I don't think it's actually been burnt yet, but I don't know if today's the right day to do it. It is dry, or that pile will be dry, but I sort of want that wind blowing to sort of get through it and burn it down real good. So on a nice bit of a breezy day it would be good to do it. So maybe Sunday this week we'll try and get it going. I'll take the Landini. It's just nice and easy, especially when you got to hop on and off. There's no cab, and I feel like this tractor may be low on hydraulic oil, which the thing is here, dipstick I mean, is there. It's about halfway, I think. We could do with a bit of a top up. The annoying thing is though that for the hydraulic oil, it's got to go in just under there. There's a bit of a hole, so yeah, it's a bit of a nuisance. There's not much in there, but use it up. There's only a couple of litres, but surely it's got to all make a difference. Oh yeah, it was sitting about there before on that mark, and now it's up there. So a little bit more would be good, but that's probably enough for today. Although, while I've gone to the trouble of lifting the mat and undoing the plug and getting a funnel, I might as well just put some more in right now, if we have another drum of it, which I'm actually not sure that we do. I thought there was another one sitting over here somewhere, but it doesn't look like it. Maybe, oh yeah, this might be it here. There's a bit in there. Make sure it's clean and not waste oil, but we're good to go. Perfect, maybe just a little bit too much, but that'd be right. Cow must have been rubbing on it. I think it needs to go down as well. One thing I did forget to bring, however, was wire cutters. That bit's not too bad, that's barbed wire and it's just rusted out. But for the rest of it, like these long strands like this, it's just easy to cut it and chuck on like little bit by bit. Just sort of cutting away some of this, so it might come out in short strips. I was thinking I'd get it all on one trailer load, but there's gonna be at least two. The trailer's already getting quite full now. I really should have taken the tailgate off too, so that the big clumps don't like get blocked up, but I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Good little test. Well, there's one load. I might get the rest in one, but it might be a bit of a push. I think there's a heap just caught on the door now. Damn. Might come out. Pull that wire. I definitely should have taken that tailgate off. I guess I could put it down, try it again, or just put it down again and take it off. That's annoying. Got there in the end, but it took a little bit. Wasn't too bad, it was just some of these sticks got caught up in a few of those concrete posts. Sort of got caught up in the door, but once they were out it was all good. But talk about sweating, it is seriously hot at the moment. Looking forward to a bit of a swim at lunch, I think. I was thinking about taking it off for this load, but I think it'll be alright because it's mainly just sort of like burnt soil now. There's not too much like trash in it, and there's actually not a heck of a lot left. I took a bucket load of that with me back when I emptied the trailer just then, and it sort of cut quite a bit down. There's not even too much wire in there now. Got everything in there, easy as. It actually looks pretty tidy now. It's not real even, but I mean it's tidy. Do need to fix where the hedge was. Like I was saying in that last video, maybe a power harrow will fix it. But it's looking pretty good. There'll be little bits of wire here and there. I've been around just picking up the big bits. Sort of stuff like this. You could spend ages here. But I've got all the big chunks and bits of wire that I can see. Like little bits will turn up every now and then, and I'll just be able to pick them up. But that is good to get that job out of the way. It's just going to grow weeds now, so in the autumn I'll come and scatter some grass seed around. There's no point doing it now in this heat, it'll just roast. I'm not going to have enough time to do that other heat today. I think it'll take me about the same amount of time, and I just haven't got it, so at least I've finished here and I can get that one tomorrow. Hopefully it slides out, this one. I think it will. That one was a bit easier. I thought I'd just leave the trailer there all ready to go. What he actually did here was when he piled the hedge up, he dug a bit of a hole for it to sort of sink into. So maybe he thought we were going to bury it, and there's not that much of a hole there now to bury it. Like you'd want to bury it deeper than what it would be if you sort of flatten that out. But it might make it a little bit harder to get all that in because there is a bit of a dip there now. However, I'll do that, chuck it all on the trailer. Probably should take the tailgate off for this one, but maybe I just won't fill it as much. or I'll get one load and take it off, I'm not sure, work it out. And then there's all that sort of clay topsoil. Yeah, that's really not topsoil, it's sort of clay at the back there. Push it over, and then there's a little bit of topsoil in that top pile, but that's pretty like tree or hedge roots in it, and there's also a post I can see sticking out of it, so maybe I'll just push it over and then take out all the sticks by hand. But yeah, there'll be a couple of loads there, I reckon. Afternoon tea time for the girls. I had a good swim before, nice and cool now. I need to get the vet out for this girl here, number 92. See her horns, it's like curling back round. It is alright, like there's probably an inch there, but it is getting closer and closer to her, so at some point we'll need to get the vet out to cut those horns off. Now that it's January as well, I also have started putting zinc in the feed. You can't see it. It also looks quite damp because I put water in there as well. It just doesn't dry them out quite so much when it's a bit damp like that, whereas before when it was real dry mix, they'd just run for the troughs and suck them dry, whereas I find they don't quite do that when there's water in the feed. I gave Bills a ring this morning and booked this silage in. I'm going to do this paddock here, so that was the original paddock that I was going to do, and then I was sort of umming and ahhing about doing this one here, but I think I'm just going to cut it. Like it's pretty long. I sort of was saving it for the cows, but then I've got a little bit ahead of me now, so I reckon I'll just cut it, bale it, and we'll see how many we get. But it was quite good. He rang up before because I'd booked it in for Friday, and then we got a little bit of a busy week because we're doing conventional bales down at Mike's, hay bales down at Mike's on Wednesday, so we're picking them up. Then Thursday, Willie's got his birthday, so we're going to go to the lake water skiing with him. He's turning 5, so he's off to school soon. Pretty exciting for him. And then we're going to do the silage Friday, but he said if we could go tomorrow, if we're prepared to cut tomorrow, we can do it then, which will be perfect. So I'm going to drop this in the morning, and then we're going to bale it tomorrow afternoon. And it's not going to need too much drying time. It's so hot at the moment, like it'll dry pretty quick, plus it is quite stalky, so that'll work perfect. Tomorrow is just a perfect day for me, time wise. It does actually look quite long, so I might get a few bales. I'm not sure how many, maybe 20 odd. And there's a little bit of like willow weed in here. It's not real bad, but I'm not too worried because it hasn't gone to seed. Like all this dock's gone to seed, which isn't the best. Really need to start spraying for that. But yeah, this paddock's pretty heavy. Now I'm thinking what I'm going to do also is cut probably like a 20 metre strip down this side of this fence on that paddock, because it's quite heavy through there, and I want to feed this to the cows, but I'm going to top it first just to try and clean up some of this willow weed. But I'd prefer to bale this stuff up here, because it's really not big enough to split in half, and then if I take that out I can top the whole thing and it'll be perfect for them. They're not going to leave too much behind. So that's what I'm planning to do. If I get another 20 bales I'll be pretty happy. 20, 25, I might get 10 to sort of 12 just in that paddock maybe. I don't know, I'm always pretty wrong with my estimates, but it's going to help. I mean, I'll probably be feeding them out in a month's time anyway, so I'm not too worried. Like quality wise, if they are bad, like once I drop it and it looks pretty bad, then I can just save them for the winter hopefully. Like we are in January now, and it's pretty unusual to make silage for us in January, so I do think I've got enough feed. If I do need to save this stuff for winter, that will be perfect, but I guess time will tell. What an absolutely stunning evening though. There's a bit of wind there now, which is quite nice, but that pretty much will wrap this video up, guys. I know it was only a bit of a short one, bit of a catch up, and I will see you on Friday for when we do some baling. Wonder how many we'll get, but thumbs up, that'd be awesome, and see you then.